Let's talk about something you do pretty much after every single conversation. It's this little mental habit that seriously shapes how you see yourself. And, well, you probably don't even realize it's happening.
Oh, you know this feeling, right? The second the call ends or you walk away, boom, your brain hits the replay button and you start going over everything. Every word, every joke, every little story. It's like you've become the lead detective in a crime scene and the only suspect is you.
And in that mental replay, wow, you are just your own harshest critic. You're cringing at that one awkward pause or that joke that maybe fell a little flat. But here's a wild thought. What if the other person walked away thinking, man, that was a really great conversation? What if the reality is completely different from what's playing in your head? Well, that gap, that space between how you think it went and how it actually went, it has a name. And understanding it is a total game changer. So here it is, the big secret. In most of your conversations, you are consistently, systematically underestimating how much the other person likes you. Yep, the person you were just talking to probably enjoyed your company way more than your self-critical brain is letting you believe. This is called the liking gap, and the story behind it is pretty great. A social psychologist, Erica Boothby, felt this exact same way, always replaying conversations, convinced she'd messed up. So she decided to actually study it. And her team found this massive, consistent gap between how much people thought they were liked and how much they actually were. It's basically a fundamental glitch in our social software. So, if this is so common, why does it even happen? I mean, why are our brains wired to be such tough critics of ourselves? Let's dive into the psychology of it. Okay, so there are basically three main culprits here. First, there's the spotlight effect. We feel like we have a giant spotlight on us, highlighting every tiny mistake, but chances are the other person barely even noticed. Second, negativity bias. Our brains evolved to spot threats, and social rejection used to be a huge threat to survival. So we're programmed to zoom in on any potential negative sign. And the third one, which is so fascinating, is information asymmetry. You're judging yourself based on every embarrassing thing you've ever done, but them, they just see you right here, right now. And this is exactly how it plays out. Look at this. Inside your head, it's a full-on crisis meeting. Did I talk too much? That joke was awful. Meanwhile, in their head, it's more like, oh, that was a nice story. Or, ironically, they're worried about their own performance, thinking, I hope I'm not talking too much. While we're busy scanning ourselves for flaws, they're usually doing the exact same thing. So we know the problem exists. We get it. But the real question is, what can we do about it? How do we close this liking gap? The good news is, science actually gives us a pretty practical toolkit. This quote really gets to the heart of it all. Connection isn't about giving a perfect performance. It's about making people feel safe. When someone feels safe with you, they open up, they connect, and they like you more. Kindness isn't just a nice to have, it's the foundation of attraction. Okay, first part of the toolkit, sending the right signals without saying a word. There's something called mirroring, or the chameleon effect. You just subtly copy their body language. It's an unconscious way of saying, hey, I'm with you. Then, the easiest one in the book, smiling. Research shows it's probably the most powerful signal you have for boosting likability. And finally, remember that moods are contagious. Your positive energy literally makes other people feel good. All right, next step, building trust. Gradually sharing things about yourself. That's called self-disclosure. It signals that you trust them, which makes them feel closer to you. And here's a shocker, don't be afraid to be imperfect. There's this thing called the pratfall effect, which shows that when a competent person makes a small mistake, like spilling coffee, people find them more likable. That little flaw you're obsessing over, it might actually be making you more human. And of course, all this is built on a foundation of just being honest and reliable. Finally, let's talk about showing you're engaged. Asking good follow-up questions is the clearest sign that you're truly listening. And here's a fantastic tip from Harvard researchers. Let people talk about themselves. It actually activates the reward centers in their brains. It feels as good as food or money. They'll associate that good feeling with you. And when you find those shared values, you tap right into what's called the similarity attraction effect. So, all these tools are great, but they really only work when they're powered by one fundamental shift in your mindset. This is the ultimate takeaway, right here. The key to connection isn't about perfecting your performance. It's about shifting your focus. The more you obsess about yourself, the less present you are. The real magic happens when you stop analyzing your own script and just get curious about the other person. And I mean, who better to say it than a former FBI agent who spent his entire career reading people? It's so ironic. The less you worry about how you're coming across, the better you'll actually come across. Your best self just shows up when you stop trying so hard to perform.
So the next time you walk away from a conversation, I want you to remember this. Most people are rooting for you. They want the interaction to go well. They're looking for a reason to connect, not a reason to judge. That voice in your head is just anxiety. It's not reality. You have to trust the data. You are more likable than you think. So the choice is yours. In your next conversation, are you going to get lost in that internal critique, or are you going to shift your focus and just be a connector? Knowing about the liking gap gives you the power to choose.